This segment brought to you by Kansas Grain Sorghum, growers working together. Find out more at kansasgrainsorghum.org.
Welcome to Farm Factor. Up first, Kyle Bauer visits EPA Region 7 Administrator Jim Gulliford.
Hi, this is Kyle Bauer visiting with the EPA Region 7 Administrator Jim Gulliford. Jim, when we talk about agriculture and we talk about EPA, a lot of farmers will have the perception that it's a relationship that isn't positive for the farmer, but that isn't necessarily true.
No, that's not. There are a lot of programs that we do. We work with our state agencies so that most of the farmers will never even meet or see an EPA person. However, we do work to implement our Clean Water Act, our Safe Drinking Water Act, programs that do have an influence on some of the requirements that farmers have to meet. Throw a couple of those out. Obviously, we register and license all pesticides. So that's a program that really supports the agricultural needs to make sure that crop protection products are available for farmers, and secondly, that they're safe for their use and that they achieve their intended objective. So that's an area where, again, we're providing a service that's essential to agriculture.
Most recently, there was a great deal of contention between agriculture and EPA on waters of the U.S. With the change of administration, there is some changes in the winds on that. Sure.
Administrator Scott Pruitt, one of the first actions that he took when he was appointed and confirmed by the Senate was to pull back that rule and reanalyze it. They proposed going back to the relationship that existed prior to that rule. We've received public comment on that, and in the future we'll have a final rule that, again, I believe will take us right back to our original relationship with ag and with the farmers and ranchers.
I'm going to talk about you just a bit. The Region 7 Administrator, it's an important role. You have a great deal of background in this area.
Yes, I actually worked for 20 years directing soil and water conservation programs for the state of Iowa, again providing service and providing financial assistance to farmers as they work to control erosion from their properties, but also address the challenges of water quality protection. It's a great model, and it's one that we believe works for the Environmental Protection Agency as well, and we provide funds to our state agency partners to do exactly that kind of work.
But you've worked with EPA in the past and currently.
Sure. I was regional administrator 16 years ago in the George W. Bush administration, so I have some experience working on all the programs of the Environmental Protection Agency in the four-state area: Kansas, Missouri, Nebraska, Iowa.
And truly, EPA is set up to be a bit regional. The needs of this area is different than, let's say, the East or West Coast.
Absolutely. Agriculture is such an important economic driver in our four-state region that we want to be and pay attention to the needs that are there, and we want to facilitate. Our job really is to make sure that the agriculture as a business, agriculture as an economy is supported by our programs, again, to make sure that there isn't a danger to human health or the environment. So it's working with the ag community to achieve those things.
We're visiting with Jim Gulliford. He's the EPA Administrator for Region 7. This is Kyle Bauer reporting. Back to you, Jamie.
Thanks, Kyle. Folks, come back after these messages for this week's Kansas Soybean Update.
KFRM is one of the largest farm radio stations in the nation, dedicated to informing and entertaining rural listeners from northern Oklahoma to southwestern Nebraska. You can catch KFRM in many ways. Of course, 550 on the AM dial, streaming at kfrm.com, or on your smartphone by going to the TuneIn Radio app, or on Ag AM in Kansas on Tuesdays and Facebook every day of the week. KFRM, tune us in. You'll be glad you did.